Hey, girl.
Everyone really liked your intro from last time. I think that might be like something that we actually have to record and make our intro.
What did I say? I
Here
talk a
comes
lot,
the
so I would like to just
sluts.
do myself. Hello, sluts. No, what did I say last time, though?
That's
That
what you
poor
said. You
roommate.
said,
Here
here
comes the boys,
comes.
and it's sad.
You said,
Um,
here comes the sluts.
I
Everyone was
need to.
like, that's amazing.
Oh, that's the best. I mean, like, I am hilarious and also the
This is
best
true.
singer in the entire world. So
This is very
you're
true.
welcome for this. Speaking about singing, I need to apologize in advance if anyone can hear some like slight background noise. My husband is upstairs building furniture and listening to Michelle Branch really loud and singing as loud. I've just been laying here like, damn girl, get it.
If he just breathes.
Yeah. No, if it, what is that? So lonely inside. He's so lonely inside and so busy out there. I only want to
Breathy
listen to Wet
girls
You Can.
only.
I know. Only breathy girls.
Yeah, that was the early 2000s like vibe.
You
Like if you
know.
didn't say every single word with like a breath of hot air, were you really singing?
They're like actually secretly cleaning their glasses lenses. Really stupid. Oh, also, by the way, welcome back to the Professionally Hot podcast, but that is completely an aside. Um, because I feel like this season is called the phone call season
Hmm.
because you're just listening into us having a phone call. And
Yeah,
then next season will be the FaceTime season because you'll be able to see our faces.
so true. It's gonna be we're leveling up, guys. It's gonna be
Yeah, just
wild.
like pretty slowly. And then the season after that, which I have like big dreams of us renting out like a
Same.
podcast recording studio for like 2 straight weeks, which will only cost us like $50,000. No biggie.
Hey, I can
Um,
afford that. I'm fucking so
that yeah.
rich.
Oh my God, me too. I'm like so well because you won the lottery, right?
Exactly. Thank you. I don't know why you're laughing.
Sorry. Sorry, my
This
bad.
is a serious matter, and
Episode
we
no, season 3 will be the professionally hot.
yeah, guys, this is just us. This is just a progression of us leveling up each season, and by like the third season, you guys are gonna be like, they actually are like so professionally hot, and we'll be
Yeah.
like, yeah, we are.
Yeah, we've been professionally hot this whole time, but we haven't been like professionally hot.
Yeah, we haven't been podcast professionally hot, but like the people that are listening, thank God they already know that we are trying our best.
Can you believe that people listen to this?
I
I mean, I
absolutely
can. I
can,
actually can.
because why wouldn't they? Because we listen to each other.
I listen to the podcast.
Yeah, same.
I guess like
Actually, a huge shout out
fair
to
enough.
your I don't know why I was about to say actual husband as opposed to your
My not
your,
actually.
your not actual husband. But yeah, her husband listens to us too, and that is just the most wholesome thing ever. And shout
Oh
out to
yeah.
PBS.
Yeah, shout out to fucking P-Bass McGee for as if he doesn't listen to the sound of my voice
Yeah.
often enough.
Yeah.
What are we together for almost what it's been since the dawn of time?
Yeah.
For 12 years. Like I've been talking this man's ear off for 12 years and he's like, I'm gonna go on a long car ride. May as well listen to Ashley D and Kenzie.
Yeah, hell yeah, he will.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Get you a husband that's obsessed with you.
Yeah, true that. I'm fucking trying.
No, you're doing a good job though. Like it's happening.
Speaking of husband things, I have to tell a story real quick because manifestation after our last episode, I told Ashley T this yesterday, but it's just so fucking funny. My mom and I were joking about the fact that like I need to just find Santa Claus and go sit on his lap, and ask him for a husband because like that's obviously logically the last point that needs to be made for me to find my
Yeah,
husband. And then
exactly.
I was walking through Lowe's after that, and they have like the giant like human-sized statues of Santa Claus, and this guy who looked just like Santa Claus was posing with this Santa Claus, and I walked by him and I was like, "Sir, I need to have a conversation with you." And he was like, "No, like, you know why I'm here, right?" And I was like, "Because you're Santa Claus." And he's like, "No, like actually I am." And then he pulls out a business card and he's actually Santa Claus. And I was like, "No, sir, you don't understand. I was just having this conversation about how I needed to find Santa Claus. And so I'm asking you, bring me my fucking husband. And he was like, okay, I got you, no problem. So guys, basically my point is manifestation is real, and I'm just a
Yeah.
master manifester. My thing is those kind of things I'm so good at letting go so easily, and then the things that like I'm really trying to manifest I think about every single second of every day, and I'm like, no wonder they're not
You know
manifesting.
what? It's the law of attraction,
I
okay? You're
know.
so attractive, so like it's happening.
I
That's how that works, I think. I think. I'm pretty sure.
You're just so
That's how it
hot
works.
that like good things happen to you. I mean, that's not like
No, that's
insane
actually
to say that
that actually is a thing
basically,
though,
yeah.
yeah.
But like I would like to be magnetically hot and not just like physically hot. Because right now I'm
You
just like
are magnetically hot.
I'm just sweaty right now, and that's making me physically hot.
I'm just a little bit sweaty right now,
Yeah.
actually.
Okay, well today's episode is not about manifestation, although we could talk about that more, but we're not going to today. We're going to talk about
We're not going to. We'll spare you.
members.
Members.
And
Yeah,
we don't mean the thing in your pants. We do mean the people on the internet that sign up to
we
our
kind of do.
pages. Yeah, well, that too.
We kind of do. We kind of mean that.
Same
Um,
thing.
yeah, more or less. I mean, in this industry, this is really fucking same.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, we're talking about members today. But we're calling this kind of like introduction to members, introduction to like yeah, being a subscriber, being a member, because this is actually like Kenz and I've talked about this a lot of times. This is such a massive topic.
Yeah.
And I argue that it's one that doesn't get like if like sex workers and like cam girls and OnlyFans girls, like if the reality of like our jobs doesn't get talked about enough,
Mm-hmm.
the reality of our subscribers gets talked about like way less.
Yeah. No, that's very true.
And there's massive amounts of stigma
Yeah.
toward like the people that pay for OnlyFans. Like if I say right now, oh, like what do you think about like, you know, people who subscribe to OnlyFans? The first word that comes up is like lonely
Mm-hmm.
or sad,
Yeah.
you know? And
Yeah.
that's like it's pretty brutal.
Yeah, like I think a lot of the time when you ask people about, like where, or they'll say like why would anyone ever sign up for OnlyFans? It people have been signing up for OnlyFans in many different ways since the beginning of time. Like brothels exist because people want sex and like to be
Exactly.
turned on. So like the idea of OnlyFans, like we just had that, what was it, congressman or something that was signing up for a bunch of OnlyFans. I saw you retweet it and say, "Oh no, sign up for mine."
Oh, oh yeah. Well, apparently I deleted that though because apparently that guy's like a huge turd.
Yeah. I saw someone post and say that she would post pictures of her with her tongue out, and then he would say, "Not wet enough."
Oh, wow, that's quite specific.
Yeah, really gross
Oh,
actually. So yeah,
yeah.
I mean, like
But he's really not, you know what? He's not helping the stigma at this point, for
no, that's
fuck's
what I
sake.
mean. Like it really
Yeah.
doesn't. I think that like it's hard enough for the women and content creators and the people on OnlyFans that are trying to make a living to like reduce the stigma, but like for members, I feel like it's like it honestly is probably even a harder place to be at sometimes because you're the one that's purchasing those
Hell
things.
yeah, it's harder.
Yeah. Wow.
Right.
Please excuse
Um,
her.
don't. No, but you're so right though. Like uh, in the last few years, our jobs have become less of like a dirty little secret. Like a lot of people are not in any sort of position to talk about what they do for work,
Yeah.
right? Like a lot of OnlyFans girls, like GG, like if they tell their family or they tell their friends, they're gonna be like ostracized. Like
Yeah.
that's still very real. But I mean, like shit, OnlyFans blew up.
Yeah.
You know, people know what it is now.
Yeah, it's rare.
However, the like there's yeah, it's so weird that like subscribing to an OnlyFans is like some dirty little secret.
Yeah.
And somehow, okay, riddle me fucking this. Why is it that subscribing to an OnlyFans and like actually paying your creators
Mm-hmm.
is less acceptable than watching stolen porn.
Yeah, exactly. Like, or even doing it yourself and recording someone else's hard working videos, hard
Yeah,
videos.
hard.
You know, and then stealing that shit and then putting it online, and especially when it's like completely non-consensual, and then like,
Yeah.
but we're like the group that's paying and trying to make the living and stuff is the demonized ones. Like, it doesn't.
It's so odd. And the people that are paying for it,
Yeah.
right? Like, you know, going on Snapchat and asking a girl that you're talking to like send pics, like that's not
Yeah.
that's apparently that's fine.
Yeah.
You know, and then going on porn sites like, oh yeah, like, you know, guys jack off, they go on porn sites, whatever. Like, that's like, I mean, okay, we just accept that everybody does that. But the second it's like, oh, I subscribe to an OnlyFans, this is where we start to get like uncomfortable.
Yeah, question for the audience and for ourselves. Like, would you rather have a partner that is pirating and stealing porn and watching like random porn that they don't know whether or not the person actually put it out there consensually, or would you rather have someone that's paying for someone else's porn? Like, I'm sure there's a lot of people that's like neither. Like, I don't want my partner watching
I
porn.
picked neither.
But if you had to choose, I would much rather like, I'd be like, oh, like at least you're supporting someone. Like, you're not just like taking, you know, their work and, you know, acting like it's not a big deal when there are people that like, you know, they put in their hard work for that, and they deserve to be paid for those things. And, you know, like I said, I think there's a lot of people that be like, I don't want my partner watching porn at all, but that's not always a realistic stance because people are people.
Exactly.
But I'd much rather, like, you know, if you're gonna catch your part, like especially a boyfriend, you're gonna be like, what are you watching? You're like, oh, I bought some girls OnlyFans. I'd be like, okay, well, that's kind of weird, but also like, I guess it's good that you support like them.
Yeah, well, at least you're supporting the cause. Okay,
Yeah.
Here's what I'll say though, and I think this actually segues really nicely into kind of the bulk of this episode. Is that the difference between what OnlyFans as a platform is like supposed to be versus, you know, what you'd find, let's say, on Pornhub. And let's be clear here as well, because sometimes I just like forget this. Creators can upload their stuff to Pornhub. There's so much shit on Pornhub that is consensual, that's, you know, up there by people that have made it, you know, on their own terms and blah blah blah. But Pornhub is, in a way, like, it's one-sided. Right? Like, it's built to be one-sided. You're not going to leave a comment on Pornhub and expect the creator to like respond to you. Where, well, I mean, like,
maybe, but like, no,
you do you.
sort of rare.
Yeah, but then whereas, you know, the way that OnlyFans is built up, it invites that kind of thing. It's like kind of built for the idea, at least, that you can communicate with the creator.
Yeah.
So that's where I think things with like relationships and shit get like kind of gray area.
Yeah.
Like, that's where it starts to get like, well, I mean, if you're just watching it, I'm all for it.
Yeah,
but
like,
if you're like messaging and stuff, like, that's
I agree.
kind of weird. Yeah.
I guess like, you know, like in those situations, like I would rather have someone like buying a porn video that like we watch together kind of thing, you know, as opposed to like being like, I found this video and I don't know if it's taken from someone else. You're like, well, I don't want to be and like, I don't think that's very much like a sex worker's point of view, because a lot of other people are not going to be like, yeah, like they should be buying it, you know, because it's like porn is everywhere. Like, you could literally just like, I mean, it's everywhere. So
yeah, it's everywhere.
Yeah, it's a hard God, everything is just so hard today.
Everything is so hard today. But you know what shouldn't be hard? Interacting with OnlyFans creators.
Dude, if we had a fucking sponsor, that would have been such a good segue.
Dude, get on my segue, because it is ripping through right now. That was snaps for me, dog. That was pretty good.
I know. I was expecting you to like say like, today's sponsor is
beep beep bitches, let's go. No, we don't. No, today's sponsor is, thank you very much to everyone who's subscribed to me and Kenzie's OnlyFans accounts, because that's where the spot. We're not selling you anything.
Except for
you already buy it, except for our like bodies and our time. But like, we're not like, I'm not out here being like, oh god, better help. Sorry. That's a tangent and I'm not gonna get into it.
Don't worry, guys, we'll never have BetterHelp as our sponsors. If anything, we'd do Pineapple as a sponsor. That would be so sick. That literally is the manifesting dream right now, is to have Pineapple be
also, like, I talked to my therapist about it and she was like, no, definitely do that.
Find Pineapple as a sponsor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it would
Yeah.
be really advantageous towards us.
Yeah. For those of you that are just tuning in, by the way, Pineapple Support is a therapy network that connects sex workers, especially online sex workers, with um, how you say, like, understanding, like, industry educated therapy providers.
Yeah.
So registered clinical counselors, or I think full blown psychologists as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they've got tons of people on the team. They work on a sliding scale often as well, I think, so
Yeah.
they can make therapy a lot more affordable. And they subsidize, like, Pineapple itself will help cover up to a certain amount of sessions,
Mm-hmm.
which is just, it's amazing.
Yeah, and there are doctors' offices that you can go to for like normal checkups and all that kind of stuff too, which is really cool. I don't know if
Yeah.
they're located everywhere, obviously, but like I literally had just went to one, and great people, great service. Like there's no like taboo questions that you can ask. They're not judgmental. Like, I mean, I
Yeah.
think both of us have found our therapists through Pineapple and love
We have.
them,
Yeah.
and it is, yeah, like, so worth it.
Yeah.
And I think you
It's
only have
very
to
worth it.
be in the industry for like 6 months to like
6 months.
prove that you are part of the industry, but
Yeah.
it's pretty easy to figure it out, and you get like 5 free sessions for like some people. I don't know how many each
Yeah.
person gets and stuff, but it's very much worth it. And
Yeah, it is. And it just means that you don't have to, waste your money spending a few sessions to figure out whether or not a therapist is, like, safe
yeah,
to talk to. Because for the civilians out there listening to this, the problem often with therapy, and being a sex worker is it may take a few sessions for you to judge whether or not this person is even safe to tell
yeah,
what you do for work. And I'm by safe, I don't think someone's gonna lunge across the table and, like, fucking punch me or whatever, but, like, is this person going to be understanding?
yeah.
Is this person going to drop me as a client if I mention it?
Are
All
they
that
going to
all that kind of stuff.
blame my trauma on the fact that I'm in the industry? Like, there's
Exactly.
many things that come with it, and just having someone
Yeah.
that like my therapist doesn't know much about sex. Like, she knows the like basics of it and stuff, but like
Mhm.
when she asks me questions, she's not looking for like she's listening to me.
Yeah,
She's not like
exactly.
trying to get an idea, or I don't know. There's just so many things that, like, especially if you've had therapists in the past, it's a very different experience than like having
Oh
someone that's
yeah.
like, okay, cool, like that's awesome, like, you
Exactly.
know,
It's not like, oh, there's the reason
yeah,
you're fucked up. It's
yeah,
like, no, dude, this is the reason I'm paying you.
yeah,
Okay. Can we go back to talking about what's actually bothering me right now?
yeah,
Yeah.
for
So,
real,
anyway, Pineapple, we love you.
yeah,
One day we'll ask you to sponsor us, but for now we're sponsoring you.
yeah. Free
Free shout out.
shameless self promos for Pineapple.
Yeah, for Pineapple.
Um,
Okay, so bringing it back around.
yes, the OnlyFans. Do we do OnlyFans members today? Is that what we want to?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I just kind of wanted to, like, talk about sort of my, like, do's and don'ts
yeah,
as far as, like, messaging on OnlyFans goes. And, like, I'd love to hear your, like, the things you love, like, pet peeves, like, because I think, like we were saying, the platform really is set up to, like, encourage one-on-one messaging,
yeah.
and that can be really intimidating,
No, for
like,
sure.
for the subscriber. Like, what do I say? Like,
Yeah,
how do I start a conversation? Like, I think this person's hot, I'd love to, like, message back and forth. Like, what is my opening line? And very often it's a terrible choice that they've made.
yeah.
So I'd like to just, like, maybe give a little bit of direction.
I think that's a good idea. And also,
Right.
there's a other side of it. Like, a lot of people think that I've noticed that like sometimes people will say stuff like, I don't want to bother you. I don't want to, like, I don't know if I should
But I
message you.
know.
Am I really talking to you? And those are all things that we will talk about. But like,
Oh
don't be
yeah.
afraid, because they'll either I think you can tell pretty fast if it's like someone that's actually the person that's running the account. Um,
Or if it's a sexter.
yeah, exactly. Or like if they are not into, because like I think both of us are very much into like the community-based side of things. We're like, yeah,
Yeah,
we're
we are.
like, please message us. Like, it gives us, I think it makes me feel like I'm being productive if I'm having like message, like, I have to answer DMs and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
But like if you're scared to do it, just like don't, just get over it, because like it's not, they're just a person online at the same time. It's like,
Yeah.
if you're brazen enough to slide into someone's DMs, then like there's no difference on OnlyFans, and
There's no difference.
you're paying for that feature, like
That access, exactly.
yeah, so like message away, but we will talk here about what those things that you can message are. So why don't we start off with like how to approach.
Okay, actually, why don't we start off with how not to
Yeah.
approach? Because I feel like that's even more like kind of
Yeah,
hilarious.
no, I agree.
I'm just gonna say it, like, don't start off so horny.
Yeah,
Please don't.
don't send a dick
Please
pic,
don't do
don't
that.
tell me you're hard. Yeah,
Please
it's
don't do
one
that.
thing if you know a creator and you are like asking for like a dick rating or something,
Sure.
but then also maybe just don't send that through OnlyFans if that's the case, because you don't want to
I
get your
know.
account taken down
I
or
know.
have the sex worker's
No.
account flagged. It's not fair. Like,
I know. I think a lot of people don't think about that because I know dick ratings and stuff are quite common.
yeah.
But yeah, it's actually like they don't know whose pee that is. They don't. And it's like pretty important to know whose pee that is. Yeah, like I get it. You subscribe to someone's OnlyFans and like you're horny as shit, and you're like, cool, yeah, I'm gonna say the first thing that comes to my mind, which is definitely something like, I want to blah blah blah
Yeah, I
on
want to
your blah blah
suck a
blah.
fart out of your fucking asshole. You're
Exactly,
like,
right?
what?
Like, and like, get this, right? You send that in the heat of your little moment that you're having,
Yeah.
because I am a team of one. Many, many hours go by. Okay. I'm like
Yeah.
sleeping probably. I wake up, I brush my teeth, I get a cup of coffee. It's like 7:15 a.m. I sit down at my computer and I'm like, okay, time to go through my messages. That's the first thing I see. That's gross.
Yeah.
I'm not even awake yet, right?
Yeah,
I'm like,
you're like,
bro.
what?
But to make matters even worse, chances are that like you already have like post nut regret.
Yeah. Or it's
Like
been
you
like
got off
8 hours.
ago.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're not horny anymore.
No, and you're like, oh shit, are they gonna like? Oh, that's kind of awkward. It is awkward. So
Yeah.
like, just think for like a couple seconds before you.
Think about
I want
future you.
Yeah, think
Those
about future
moments.
you, and just remember that I am replying to messages in my pajamas.
Yeah. Yeah, like I'm not as horny as my website makes me out to be in those moments.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Um. Yeah. So definitely, like, don't. I really appreciate it when people aren't like just disgustingly horny
Yeah.
right off the get go.
Well, there's a way to be a little bit coy about it too. Like, you're
Yeah.
allowed to compliment. Like, if you're like, oh my God, like you're so hot, and like, you know, your videos or your pictures are amazing. Like, you can say things that like are horny related,
Yes.
but then
Horny
aren't.
adjacent.
Yeah, but then don't just make the other person feel like ew.
Yeah. Like I'm on here like objectifying myself because that's what I'm doing, right? Like, and I'm okay with that. I'm
Yeah.
consenting to this. It's fine, right? Like, I'm performing. It's a good time. But I was going somewhere super awesome with this sentence.
Don't worry, it's still awesome. Basically, we just, you don't need to be so horny.
Not right away. Or like make it kind of funny. Or actually, fuck all of that. Just ask.
Mm-hmm.
Like sending a message. Oh my God, I got the best message on OnlyFans this morning. I got the best fucking message on OnlyFans this morning. Brand new subscriber.
Mm-hmm.
When people subscribe, I have an automatic message that goes out. My automatic message says in the message, this is an automatic message, just so that people aren't expecting like an immediate reply from me. But the person responded and said, hey, like, I'm super excited to get to know you a little bit. I just wanted to know if you're okay with terms of endearment, like babe or sweetie. And like, that really stands out to me. That to me is like so thoughtful.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's just a way of touching base with the creator and being like, hey, these are the type of things that like I'm kind of used to doing.
Yeah.
Are you cool with that?
Yeah.
damn, this fucking buddy's already like a 10 out of 10 in my books.
Yeah, and you're asking
But no.
like for like consent for something that's like so in the best, the only way I know how to put it is so unnecessary in the like
Yeah.
spectrum of like what people are saying on that website. And that is just
Yeah.
like you're making my heart horny by asking me those things.
Precisely.
Like it makes me want
Precisely.
to possibly give you free content in the future or also have a
Yeah.
term of endearment for you. Like there are things that
Exactly.
open that up just by being, you know, like sweet. And that
Yeah.
is not something that a lot of sex workers are used to when it comes to online things, because a lot of people
No.
are there just to get off, you know.
Yeah. And like that's fine, you know, it is
Yeah, it
what
comes
it
with the
is.
territory.
Comes with the territory. You know, and I'm also not going to delude myself into thinking that everyone who is ravenously horny is going to think for more than 1 second before they do anything.
Yeah.
You know, but when it happens, I'm like super appreciative. I'm super grateful for
Yeah.
it. For example, I actually really don't like being called babe.
No.
I don't like it. And it's really nice when people ask because I get to be like, yeah, I actually hate that. Pick anything else.
Yeah.
But like, thank you for asking. Please don't call me babe.
Yeah, fair enough.
You know, and it's just it's stuff like that. Ooh, also a good way to get into my good books quickly is having, first of all, literally any username. All those, there's so many people that just leave their
Oh, I know,
name
I
like
hate it.
you and then like a series of numbers. And I'm like, what am I supposed to call you, bro?
Yeah, I want to
Like,
know, like, give me something. You know, I don't even care if
give
it's
me
like a fake
something to work
name.
with.
Like, just tell me something, even if it's just like something random.
Yeah.
It makes it like there's some sort of, it brings the community based thought to mind, you know,
Yeah,
just
or
like,
it makes one-on-one contact so much easier too, right?
yeah.
Like someone on my users list is named Quantum Rizix. I fucking
That's
piss myself
amazing.
laughing. That like having a funny username. Also, someone named Bert Macklin has been subscribed to my OnlyFans for like 3 years, and the user picture is Bert Macklin. I cry laughing every time I get a message from this individual. I'm like, this is just the best. Like, come up with a Quantum Rizix.
That's so good.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that's so fucking good.
That is so good. Like, I don't care what you name yourself. You know, name yourself Bob. That's
Yeah.
fine. But like, if you can come up with something funny, guaranteed. Like, I will laugh.
Yeah, no, same. And it just like it makes it like, because I like to send out some like personalized messages if I have,
Yeah.
you know, the time to and stuff, and like, you know, being like, hey, you, just like doesn't hit quite as well as like,
What's up, bud?
you know, like one of my guys, like I call him Ranch Daddy because I made that username for him, and he just is Ranch Daddy, and like he has like multiple different usernames, but when I see his username, I'm like, hi Ranch, like that's just what I
Hey,
know
Ranch,
him
what
as,
up?
you know. So
Yeah.
like it does help, you know, just to go the extra like literal foot of just having a
like
username.
spend like 2 seconds
Yeah.
coming up with something, and extra points to you if you can come up with something funny, because that just makes my day so much better.
I agree. I also like when people put my name in their name, like they're like Kenzie's something, you know. I think that's
Oh
so
my god,
cute.
that's so MFC, and I'm so here for
Yeah,
it.
I'm like, oh, you
You're
like me enough that you want everyone else, even if you're not like, if you subscribe to other people, you want them to see that like you know me the most. Like, thanks.
That's like, it's got like, do you like me? Like,
Yeah.
it's got that energy, and
Circle
I love
yes
it.
or no if you want my name in your
Yes.
username.
Yeah, right? Like, absolutely, yes.
Yeah, no, it's super wholesome and cute. I mean, I don't need it to go as far as like Kenzie's cupcake or something. Like, you can calm down, but
That's my new username, by the way. I'm now rebranding everything to being Kenzie's Cupcake.
I didn't say cupcake.
What
I
did you say?
said cuck queen.
Oh, I say cupcake.
No, but I love Kenzie's cupcake. If
That's
everyone
so cute.
doesn't
Why wouldn't
start
you like that?
changing their names to Kenzie's Cupcake, I'm gonna be really upset, you guys, and I'm already really upset today. So please do this for my mental health.
Oh my god. Yeah, if you're listening to this, please change your name to Kenzie's Cupcake, and please subscribe to her OnlyFans. That's so good.
I'm just gonna get
Oh my
like
God.
10 new subscribers. It's all Kenzie's Cupcake. I'm like, thanks, guys.
Ooh, another thing you can do for Kenzie, and then also for me, and then also for literally any OnlyFans creator, because I know we appreciate this.
Mhm.
And we'll talk about this in a second, but I bet you even the sexting teams appreciate this. Send pictures of your pets,
Yeah.
please.
Yes, please do. It's the
Please.
best pictures you could send. and they just like it's a nice surprise because like sometimes they blur out like the pictures,
They do. They always do.
Yeah, and then when you click on it, you're like, oh no, what's this gonna be? And then you're just delightfully surprised when it's actually just
And
a
it's
little
like a
doggo.
dog.
Yeah, or a kitty or a
Like,
fish. I don't
hell
care what kind
yeah.
of pet it is.
I
You can
don't
send me
care
the
what kind of pet you have.
raccoon that comes to your fucking front door every day, and I will be like, absolutely, fuck yeah.
Exactly. Also, I don't know you and I'm never going to know you. So you could just Google dog and pick
Yeah.
the cutest one you can find and be like, this is my dog. And I'd be like, oh my God. Like, lie to me. I don't care.
Yeah.
I just want to see pets.
That's so sick. Thank you so much.
Right.
And if you include a tip with that, what?
Oh my God.
You
I love it.
knew, yeah, you're on the leaderboard of love, basically.
Yeah. So you've got a funny username and you attach a tip to a picture of a pet.
Yeah. Or your
So, yep,
food. I'll even
you've
take
won.
food pictures sometimes. If you go out
Oh
to like
yeah,
a
I like
good
food pictures.
restaurant, as long
Yeah.
as the food isn't anywhere near your body.
Ooh, interesting. Potentially spicy question. What do you think about selfies?
See, I have a hard time with this because it doesn't like it whenever I get them, they're always like, "Oh, just wanted to like introduce myself." And like while it's like it's not very harmful, it's still non-consensual. Like I didn't ask for that, and like it's not
Yeah.
gonna like make you get banned from me because like like we have I don't know. I think if they tipped with it, that would be fine. Like I think about the way that like I put, like we put on members cams when we're on MFC and stuff, and like they usually are
Mm-hmm.
tipping for those things.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like why it's like fine. Like I feel like there's a couple guys that like I'll just put on because like why not? But like the
Yeah.
majority, like especially if I don't know you, like you do need to tip for that. And I think it's the same thing, especially because like most of the time those pictures are not them just like it's not just a face picture. Usually it does involve like a topless body in
Like
some
they're like
way.
topless and
Yeah,
yeah.
and I just like I don't know. If there was like a $5 tip with it, I'd be like, cool, thanks for the pic. But like
Like I
also like just for the future, ask before you send. I don't know. I think it's just it's something that's like I said, it's not gonna get you banned, but it's not gonna make me be like, oh my God, now I know what they look like. Thank God. Like I don't know what the
yeah.
what's the motive behind that. Like it's
Yeah.
not a dating
I
site, so
no. And I like that's what it's give like okay, first of all, I will be completely transparent. I don't care if this is like bad for business, whatever. It makes me cringe really, really hard.
Yeah, me
Every
too.
single time. It doesn't matter what you look like. You could be the hottest man
Yeah.
on the planet.
Honestly,
And
if
if
you're
you like,
hot, it's almost worse.
yeah,
I'm like,
like
why?
it doesn't matter if you look like, it doesn't matter what you look like. If
Yeah.
you are just like, hey, like, here's a selfie. Like, sometimes people will just like no caption. They just like send a picture of themselves. And I'm
Mhm.
like, okay.
Yeah, like what do
Like, I
you
literally don't care. Like,
what's the expectation for the response on that? Like, oh my God, I've
yeah,
never seen someone that looks like you before.
yeah. Like, it doesn't make a difference for me. It doesn't make me remember you better than I'd remember other people.
Yeah, and also just put it as your
Um,
profile picture. If you want like people to know
yeah.
what you look like, just make it your profile
Oh
picture.
yeah.
I don't think it's like that big
Yeah.
of a deal. But then, like, are you sending that picture to every single person that you subscribe to? Is this like a personal thing where you're like, oh, I actually just want this one person to see what I look like? I don't know. It's just a
Yeah.
weird thing to do
It's
on
odd. So
like
don't do that.
yeah, like can you imagine going on Pornhub and you're like, here's a picture of me, and like posting it in the comments? Like I just feel like
Yeah,
it
and it's
gives
like
the same energy. Is like, why do you think someone
precisely.
fucking cares?
Precisely. Yeah. I think that's where, the lines between like dating site or even
Hmm.
like an actual because with OnlyFans, at least for the way that you and I do things, because we don't have managers or teams of people to
Yeah,
respond to messages for us. It is a one and a half way street,
yeah,
right? Like uh a bunch about us
hmm,
and we know like a halfway street about you. And
yeah.
I didn't sign up to know like what you look like and
No,
stuff,
it's true. And that's what
you
I'll get
know?
sometimes, like from a response of me being like, thanks, but I didn't ask for that. And they'll be like, but you put your pictures on here. And I'm like, do you
You're like,
not
yep,
realize that you paid to be here though? Like, I
yeah,
didn't pay to see your pictures. And, it's
yeah.
even worse with a dick pic because they're like, well, you put your genitals on here. And I'm like,
It's like, yeah, I'm
first
also
of
age
all,
verified.
yeah, like,
And yeah, like this isn't a back and forth.
yeah,
It's
you
not like
chose to
that.
be here. I didn't ask for you to be here and send me stuff. Like, it's a very big difference.
Exactly, right. And again, with no like if you don't ask, that makes it like 1,000 times worse.
Yeah,
like
it's
even
like
if a
weird and
creator does,
conceited.
like, you know, they're like, oh yeah, I'm down, like cool.
Yeah.
But if you don't ask, it's just so weird.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just like
Yeah.
it's like just don't do it unless you've asked and you have like, and also like it's different. Like if I like, there's one of my members, like he does not want me to know what he looks like, and sometimes he'll be like, well, maybe in the future I'll send you a picture, and like I don't mind knowing what like my actual like internet friends look like. Like that doesn't I'm not like sitting there like, oh, I wish they hadn't shown me. Because like I know what the majority of them look like and stuff, but there's a relationship there before there is like just like picture sending. It's like, do they expect you to like be like, oh, you sent me a topless picture, I'll send you one for free? Like I just don't understand what the thought process is on sending a
Yeah,
picture to someone you don't know on a
it
site
also
like
comes
that.
across as like it feels like cockiness
No, it's
in
super
a very
conceited.
yeah, it seems like I think that I'm super hot, which
Yeah.
good on you, dude. Please do be confident. Please, for the love of God,
Yeah,
feel
confidence is
yourself. Like, have a
attractive.
great day. Like, I'm proud of you for that. But like, it seems in some way like baselessly manipulative in a way that will never work
Yeah.
because, you know, it like I said, doesn't matter if you're hot or not. Like, some super hot person could send me a shirtless pic, and I would be like, that was weird. I'm never gonna send you like free shit
Yeah.
because of the way you look. You know.
Yeah. No, it's true. It's
I don't get free shit because of the way I look. I still have to work.
yes, the conceited picture sending, just don't use that as your entrance. Wait till you have like a relationship built up and be like, do you want to know what I look like? Because people might, that at least it gives them an option to say yes or no.
Yeah, exactly. And then it's just like mutual respect, you know, is number one. Again, being funny, like sending funny messages or just like doing your best to be lighthearted, even if it involves saying like, wow, damn, your tits look fucking amazing today. If you find a way to make that sound like kind of funny at the same time,
Yeah.
you are winning.
Yeah,
Like
you
you're
can be
just,
raunchy and funny at the same time because like it's not
yes.
expected. We're still selling stuff that is, horny.
Yeah,
I'm
very
going to
horny.
make you horny.
I'm going
And
that
it's
that's why
okay
yeah.
to be horny on this site. It's just about having the respect, like, and also I think one of my big ones is like, don't, like I was saying this earlier, like if I'm sending a mass message, don't assume that that was just for you. Like
Oh yeah, let's
that's
talk.
so
Actually,
weird to me.
let's talk about mass messaging.
Yeah.
Because I think that like if this is an intro to how to interact with like OnlyFans creators, like if this is for like noobs maybe that have never interacted or that like have are thinking of subscribing to you and me,
Yeah.
both of us, and giving us 10 cajillion dollars. Um, let's talk about mass messages. So like the site obviously allows me to put together a message. It can just be something as simple as you up question mark, and then I just hit send all.
Yeah. It includes every single person that's subscribed to,
Exactly.
and they're all going to get it, and they're all going to make a decision whether or not to respond. But that doesn't mean
Exactly.
that I think that I like to think the majority of them know that that's not just a personalized message for them, especially if we've never talked before. Why would you
Yeah,
assume that?
precisely.
Like,
Yeah, and I mean like for the way that you and I do things, like will the way that I offer my mass messages, it will be like a video or a photo set that's
yeah,
behind a paywall, and I'll describe, whatever it is in that photo set, slap a price on it, and bada bing bada boom. That's what I'm sending to everybody's inboxes. And like when people reply to those, like as if I've sent it like only to them, that's pretty weird.
it's so weird. They're like,
It
especially
went
when
to
they're
everybody.
being negative about it. Like it'll be like,
Yeah.
do you like that? And they'll be like, no. We're
You're
like,
like, oh,
I literally wasn't asking, but
it's
okay.
like,
I know
uh,
it came off
uh,
like this, but it was absolutely rhetorical, and I did not expect you to like tell me no. But I really like when fucking like I don't fucking
it's
care.
like, I don't, I
Literally,
wasn't actually
yeah. And
asking.
if you
Yeah, I
want to
sent
tip
that
and
to,
respond, go for it. But and
yeah,
another one is when you're sending out the message and then they don't buy it, but they still respond to it. Like, oh my God, you look so hot there. What the fuck are you
You're
talking
like,
about? You can't even, you see a preview. Like, buy the full video and then tell me I'm hot. But
uh,
like,
I know, isn't
it's
it? I
bothers me
just,
so much.
it's nitpicky, but like I find it so
I
depressing.
always
Like
respond and say, buy the video.
I never say anything. I just
I
cry by
always respond
myself
and
in
I'm
my
like,
house.
you didn't buy the video. How would you know?
Like, you look so good, and I'm like, one picture though, you didn't open it. I tried so hard to look good in the other 45 images.
Yeah.
Please click it, please,
Yeah.
sir.
You're like, or like, I'm, logging on to Cam or Twitch or whatever. And they're like, oh, like, I don't know. There's a difference between being like, can't wait to see you and being like, are you on right now when you're like, it's been like 8 hours later and you're like,
Yeah.
obviously not. Like,
No, it's
or
so
else
bad.
you would see me where I put the username in there. All you have to do is go to the site and see if if you don't see me, it means I'm not online. Like, just have
Yeah,
some
exactly.
logical determination of what the next step would be instead of asking me a stupid fucking question.
Yeah, exactly. And like, you know, are we coming across as like bitter and jaded? Yeah, of course. We've been doing this for 10
Yeah,
fucking years.
we've
Let us
earned the
pop off on
right.
our own podcast. Okay. If you want to hear us be like coy and like really good for our own businesses, because that's what we do, subscribe to our OnlyFans. I
Yeah.
will be your dream girl over there. But over here, I want to be like, don't send me a selfie. It's cringy.
Yeah. It's like I don't know, there's just a few things that you can really make like your best effort and become an actual friend to a person, especially a girl on OnlyFans who
Because it's so possible.
yeah, I mean, like it's possible because we literally have to. I mean, like one of
So
our
many.
friends, is a girl who, found me through TikTok first, and then eventually, like now she goes and gets her nails done by Astra. Like she
I
is
know.
involved in our lives, and I fucking love her. And we both go to each other for advice. And she had an issue with another girl who was trying to say that like they're just friends with you because you buy them stuff, which is just like not true, like on any level, because she doesn't even like she sends nice things occasionally, but she's not like tipping for my time.
No.
And I have tons of other guy friends too that, like I'm not like they don't need to send me anything. I
At
appreciate their
some point
friendship.
at some point it stops being transactional.
Yeah.
When that point is, fuck if I know.
No, it's just
That sounds
dependent
like
on
so marketing, but like I
yeah.
actually have no idea.
No, I don't either. Like I like one of my members like has my phone number, and he doesn't ever abuse having that phone number. He doesn't like ever call me. He's just texting to like let me know that there's a package in, or he's making sure that like I'm okay and stuff. And that I decided to give him my phone number not because he paid the $2,000 for it, but because he bought me a lot of plane tickets, and I was like, well, fuck,
Yeah,
like
like
I trust
absolutely.
you, like buy, here, like I'm happy to text with you and stuff. And
Yeah.
the minute that becomes like an actual friendship. But it's great that you are still keeping up the sending of whatever, like whether that's like $30, just randomly
Yeah.
because you're like, go get yourself some food. But then
Yeah.
you have like the other side of it, especially when I was doing the girlfriend experience, where like guys would eventually assume that like they didn't have to do that anymore, and it was like
Like,
I don't know,
case by
but
case
it's
basis,
yeah,
my
exactly.
love.
And it
Yeah,
really is
exactly.
like an inner like,
Sucks.
do I is this like, exhausting to me? Am I being overwhelmed by their texting, or they're like, I had one guy that was like continuously trying to call me, and I was like, that's not
Oh my
part of
god, that's so
this.
scary.
Yeah. And I was like, please. And he's like, and then when I wouldn't answer, he'd be like, I knew you wouldn't answer. Like, why the fuck are you calling me?
Eh?
Like,
Yeah.
give me a
What the
reason.
hell?
Yeah. And then it got to the point where they're like, well, like I didn't realize that like I had to continue paying for this. And I was like, well,
You're
but
like,
you're taking up a majority of my day by texting with me. Like, that's not
yeah.
fair, But the other ones that like I don't need them to pay still pay and don't take up my majority of texting.
Yeah.
It's like
Well, it's like
sorry, go ahead.
it's like fucking, I've been to my dentist a bunch of times, and I know they chose dentistry because they must have some interest in dental science, but I still have to pay them the next time I go in for a cleaning. Like, not just
You
like, oh,
cleaned
I
my
thought you
teeth
liked my
last
teeth.
time.
Like, what, you don't like my teeth enough?
Yeah.
Sir, this is Wendy's.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly. Like you pay this is still a job, and it's like
yeah.
very realistic when you're messaging, or when you have become better friends with someone, that like that this is still their job. Like, you respect
Yeah.
that, and I will respect the fact that like you don't need to pay me every single fucking day, but like
Yeah.
it's it's still a two-way street, it's still transactional, and
Yeah.
when you start needing more of my attention and time, but then you're not willing to pay for any of it, why? Like what how did you
Yeah.
this is not a dating app once again.
Yeah, exactly. And I will say, um, I think because of the way that OnlyFans is set up, and like you and I are going to do an entire other episode on like cam
Yeah.
and getting to know cam models, um, specifically, but OnlyFans is challenging when it comes to developing like actual connections with people.
Yeah, it's very different than
Um,
MFC.
it is, and it's like, I think of like Burt Macklin, fucking hilarious, but that relationship is probably never going to progress past like that's why I think the best thing that you can be on OnlyFans is like funny,
Hmm.
respectful, and supportive,
Yeah.
right? Because that whole like one-on-one, like a deepening of a relationship, like it's uncomfortable in a lot of ways. Just be what is it, Ken's? Like what is it about like when it's a bunch of people, like when there's a chat room and we're all talking together, I feel like super chill about getting to know people like a little bit
Hmm.
more personally. But then when it's one-on-one, it's just different.
Yeah, I don't know. I was just gonna ask you too about like how you feel about members saying they love you and stuff because like when I would leave an MFC chat room, I'd be like, "Love you guys," like kind of like say hi, like goodbye to each person and stuff, and there was like love there and stuff. But then I'll have like members message me on OnlyFans and say, like, "I love you so much," or "I haven't been here," and I'm like, I don't know what to say to that because like I care about you. Like I
You know
know
what?
you enough, but then anyways, go ahead.
Yeah, first of all, I'm very sorry for cutting you off.
No,
I
no,
love
no,
you.
no.
I respect you so
I
much.
love and respect you.
But but second of all, I think maybe if this is starting to make sense in my brain, when you're live streaming, whether it's on Twitch or, on MFC, the entirety of your personality, for better or for worse, will come out, right?
Yeah.
Like, even if I tried to log on, to a live performance of some sort, if I was like, I'm just going to be hot and horny so I make the most money humanly possible,
Yep.
I erode into like my actual self, which is kind
Yeah,
of
really
disgusting, like
fast.
really fast, right? So I think at that point, like when someone wants to get to know me, I actually do feel chances are they like me enough to want to get to know me.
Yeah.
But like OnlyFans is not built for a deeper connection. I have to be one small part of myself on OnlyFans, which is, that like horny, that overtly sexual, that like, teasy, whatever.
Hmm.
Um, but like the vast majority of who I am is not that. And
Yeah.
so I think if someone were to be like, hey, I want to get, I really want to get to know you. I like you so much, or like, I love you. I'm like, you are seeing like a fraction of
Yeah,
a
like not
fraction,
even, yeah. Yeah, that's
you
very
know?
true.
Like if someone's like, oh, I follow you on OnlyFans, like I feel like I know you, I'd be like, you don't know me. And if they're like, I follow you on Twitch, I wish I could be the type of person that's like, you just see what I want you to see. I don't know how to shut
No,
up.
me and you are both, our personalities are first and foremost, and then our bodies come
Yeah.
second. But I was just gonna say, maybe that's what it is. Like when you're on MFC, you obviously are trying to make money, but you have to put you have to be personable first to get that money. Like you want someone to I mean, I've had multiple people come in while I'm doing foot spanks where I slap my butt with my foot and they're
I
like,
know, I
"Oh
can't
my
believe you can do
God."
it.
They're like, "Oh my God, that's the most amazing thing I've ever seen." And then they look through my tip menu and they want to see the other things. Where like on OnlyFans, like they don't see my personality first and foremost. They're seeing the videos that I'm putting on the site, and
Yeah.
then maybe they have like a moment of like, oh, I like to get to know her. And I think it's
Yeah.
just like it's reversed, and that's why it's so much harder to be personable and like personality first, tits last.
Yeah.
Because like,
Yeah.
and especially as you were a non-nude model, like there wasn't that like spot.
There wasn't
I
even
don't
any
know. It's
fucking
just
tits, dude. You had to have my personality.
yeah, and I just feel like that, like, obviously it'd be so much easier to get to know you in that kind of setting than it would through a messaging interface. Like,
Mhm.
I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's very, very different. And that's why, like, even if you were on MFC for years, you may not be able to be successful on OnlyFans the same way because it just is different. It's a different platform.
very
There's a lot of
different.
things that are similar, like you can live stream on there and shit, but like, you know, you don't have the thousands of people that used to be on MFC that could possibly see your room. You only have the people that are
Yeah,
subscribed
exactly.
to.
It's
So
different.
yeah.
Yeah. Although I did actually stream on OnlyFans the other day and it was pretty fun.
I saw that a little
It was
notification
kind of
popped
random.
up actually, but I've been on
Yeah.
OnlyFans a couple times and live, and it's always like a fun time. I always make like, you
Yeah.
know, even just an extra $25 for being on for
Yeah.
30 minutes, and
Yeah, man.
you know, you get
It was
to
like,
know
oh,
your
cool.
people better. But the only thing is, I don't know how it looks to other people. Like, I don't know
Yeah,
how
me
good the
neither.
quality is, and at least on MFC you can check it, you
Yeah.
know. But like,
I mean,
it's
honestly, bro, I fucking gave up. I don't even own a webcam anymore. I was using my built-in MacBook.
whoa,
Fucking where I know,
going
and my MacBook.
backwards.
Yeah, I just said fuck it. I don't care. I'm going back to 2013. No light, no lighting, no
It's just
microphone, no webcam.
dark in your room, no one can hear you.
Just a girl in her MacBook.
It's just the
That's
light
it.
from your laptop shining on you.
Yeah,
I love
I've
that.
gone back to my roots. This is my origin story, version 2.0. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, there's just a lot of things that are, you know, have like changed, and I think being in the industry for so long, you see that change, but then also it's hard to tell people what like not to do because it's cringy. It's like you're not really like hurting anything by like
No, that's
sending
just
that
sad.
picture, but like it doesn't hurt to be respectful and to, you
Yeah.
know, realize that the person, if you are talking to a real person that owns that, say, I don't know how I feel about like like the, you know, people that have people working for them, like a team and stuff. Like I'm like,
Yo,
honestly, send
I feel like
send
that's
them.
bad.
Yeah, I don't
I think
know.
that's awful.
Yeah, I just it doesn't. I don't know. I think like it's fair if you you know, I have, you know, one of my friends has people that does it for her and stuff, and she does a really good job, and you know, she likes not having any of the pressure, but I like
Mm-hmm.
being one on one with the people. Like that is part of what I'm trying to bring to my page, is that like I'm here, like it is me, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and that is a
I think
privilege in
that's what.
itself.
Yeah, yeah. It is. It is an absolute privilege, but I think that it's also, it's a catch 22,
Hmm.
right? I think that people they want the real creator,
Yeah.
but they want the real creator the way they want them
Hmm.
at the exact moment they want them,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And it's just it's impossible.
Yeah. There's gonna be the people that like that appreciate the person really being there and understanding that like they have a life outside of OnlyFans, and then there's the ones that are just like overtly horny, and they
Mm-hmm.
don't like, when it comes down to it, they don't actually care if it's the person or not, as long as they like can get off and see something hot.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
like that's why it's good that there is the options, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. I'm just fucking waiting. I'm waiting until AI learns how to be me and then is like, hey, I'm Ashley T, but way better, and I'm around all of the time, 24/7.
But way better.
Um, and I'll be like, great, cool. The robots are taking over.
Yeah.
I'm an adult virgin. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, I'm here for it. I mean, I agree. I think it would, like, if I could run an AI, I mean, like, obviously you don't need to run an AI, but like if I could be the manager of the AI performing for me as myself, then like, yes, I think that would make things a lot easier. And that way
That
the
would be
people that
so
are up,
wild.
yeah, up to like 3 a.m. looking for, you know, something, my fucking AI could be like, I am so horny too, and, you know, just
Oh God. You know what? My AI would be like, actually, I'm really hungry. Can you send me food instead?
or AIs are just too much like our personalities where it doesn't change anything, and they're
Well,
like,
that's the
I'm
problem, right? Like they
depressed
learn.
actually.
I know they learn based off of like what you feed them, and if they're learning about if they're learning about me, about everything I've like off of everything I've ever posted on the internet, that
Yeah.
thing is going to be so mentally ill, and
Yeah.
there's nothing I can do to stop it.
The first mentally ill AI robot has been created today.
Sorry, I'm sorry. The computers are suffering because of me.
Yeah, like our AI is
Um,
eventually going to learn like what it means to be humanly,
Bipolar.
well, yeah, like humanly depressed and anxious and, you know, afraid of, will AI eventually be afraid of AI taking over?
Yeah, they will, and they'll be so sad all the time.
And then
Just
we'll
kidding.
have to go back to being the actual people messaging because the robots will be like, I'm sad.
I know the AI will be sad. We'll be like, oops, sorry, I ruined it.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's me again, guys. Guess what? I'm also sad.
Yeah.
No.
I know it's pretty wild, but there's a lot of things that you can do to just be a better subscriber, and a lot of that just involves asking for consent,
Yep.
asking for, is this okay to do this thing that may not be okay if I wasn't paying for it, and just fucking tip with it. It doesn't it $3 tip on something, on a question, is going to make you, like, the person that's responding more like more okay with the fact that, like, yeah, I can do that. Like, you've already shown me
Yeah.
that, like, you think it's worth your while to, like, send that extra
Yeah.
tip, and that's so nice. Like,
Exactly. It is really kind.
SET's
Sorry,
getting
I'm
very
fucking yawning.
eepy.
Maybe. No, it is. It is really kind. And on that note, though, like, if you are respectful, you're funny, you're willing to go, even just $3 over, which is like the extra mile in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah.
The fact that you are a subscriber makes you a wonderful person.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go all the way back around. I'm about to tie a nice little bow on this episode, Kenneth. So fucking strap in.
I'm
All
strapping
right.
in my bow.
The stigma around OnlyFans subscribers could not be further from the truth, because the people that choose to spend the $11.11 on my page, they are the reason en masse that I'm allowed to live the life I live.
Yeah.
That's extremely generous, right? In a sea of like free, aka pirated, or sometimes just free porn, right? They are choosing to support creators. And I don't think that inherently means that they're like lonely. I don't think that means that they're pathetic. I don't think that means that they're like lots of the things that stigma suggests they are.
Yeah, I agree.
I think that means they're fucking awesome.
Yeah, it means that they care enough to pay for the things that they want to get off to, and that is a
Absolutely.
huge jump into the future.
Yeah, like that's really, really sweet. These are people that are willing to like support other people. That's fucking, I mean, like, not to assume gender here, but that's manly as shit.
Yeah, yes.
What, are you gonna fucking provide for me? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's not simp behavior. That's fucking bad bitch
It's
behavior. I love you.
giving divine masculine. We love that.
It is. It's like, yes, let me offer you some fucking moolah in exchange for how gorgeous you are. Like, thank you.
Yeah, as
very
we
much
deserve.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
like, I can make fun of you all I like for sending me a cringy picture. But at the same time, if you're subscribed to my page, first and foremost, thank you. Second of all, that was cringe. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's true. We love the members. We appreciate them. We think that they can always be better, because they can, because we have
Yeah.
hope for people to just like understand, respect, and there's always space to be more respectful for sex workers and content creators and stuff.
Yeah.
But like, you're already doing a good job just by paying that first fee. Like, that
Yeah, man.
makes a huge difference for so many people.
Yeah. Like,
And
life changing.
yeah. And like,
you might not think you're like $5 as much, but like,
oh no,
if
it
everybody
is, yeah.
with $5 did the $5,
Yep.
like, yeah, no, it's just it's life changing. Like, y'all are actually doing God's work. You're fucking amazing.
Yeah, no, you're ahead of the game, and we applaud you.
Yeah, big
Any
time.
applause.
Any applause.
Well, our next episode will be more on the side of MFC members, because there's a lot of stuff to talk about for them too.
Oh, yeah.
And not
Yeah.
being on those sites anymore and being actual cam girls is very it's really relaxing.
Yeah, it's like, oh my God. Okay, we'll get into this next week, but Kenneth, I swear to God, I've been out of it for longer than you have, right? I retired in 2019, so I've had a minute on my own, and I will say, at this point in my own horror journey, it's equal parts relaxing as it is lonely.
Yeah, no, I fully understand.
And I will leave that until next time.
Yes, thank you for listening to our episode. It is a day late, but that's just because we can do that, because it's our freaking podcast.
I got vaccines yesterday and I
Yeah.
was really sleepy and I slept the whole day because I felt sick.
Yeah, I'm hurt, so
I'm really hot.
yeah.
Oh my god.
So we decided to make
Anyway.
it today instead, and that's fine because it's our
Yeah.
fucking podcast and we get to do what we want with it.
We get to do whatever we want with it. And what I want to do with myself right now is go make another tomato sandwich. So,
Tomato
Kenneth, tell the
sandwich.
people where to find you.
You can find me and Ashley T at the Professionally Hot Podcast on Instagram and PH Podcast X on Twitter. Eventually, we will have our TikTok up and YouTube and stuff. And Ashley T came up with a great idea that we should have a Patreon. So we'll be setting that up in the next few months, and then possibly merch and just like exciting things. But you can find me personally on onlyfans.com/littlebaby. And I also have a free account that's Daddy's Girl, but with no I at the end. And then I'm on Instagram at kenziebaby.x and on Twitter as fatherfucker with a V. And my YouTube is also something that I can't remember right now, but you can find it somewhere on my pages.
Just go looking.
Kenzie
You'll
Vlogs
find it.
X. That's what it is. Kenzie
There we
Vlogs
go.
X. Ashley T, tell the people.
You can find me in my kitchen making a tomato sandwich.
Tomato sandwich.
Yum, yum. No, you can find me at Hey Ashley T. Fucking everywhere, dude. For not safe for work and related spice things. You can also find my free OnlyFans at heyashley.tv, which I still think is fucking genius.
That is genius.
And then if you're looking for safe for work stuff, I am Ashley T Cozy, COZY, on once again fucking every platform.
Yeah, and that's a Z for people that actually know the alphabet.
Get the fuck out of here with your American ass, okay? And then I actually also started a YouTube channel. I think it's called Ashley T Vlogs. It is called Ashley T Vlogs.
Sick.
It is. Yeah, and I'm going to go eat a tomato sandwich and edit vlogs today. So by the time you're hearing this, there may be a new one.
Hell yeah. I also have some new vlogs going up too for my weekly vlogs, and I will be editing this in the next hour, so hopefully it'll be up
Wow.
by like 7 o'clock. I'd say it's 5 o'clock now, so it gives me enough time. And we appreciate you listening, and go subscribe to Girls OnlyFans. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, exactly. We're obsessed with you and we love you.
Yeah.
Deeply and sincerely.
Deeply and sincerely. I'm also obsessed and I love you, Ashley T.
Oh my god, I feel exactly the same way about you. That is so crazy.
Oh, that is crazy. We have
That's
so much
so
in
nice,
common.
isn't
We
it?
should get married, probably.
Oh, fuck, I would, but I actually got married last year.
Oh,
God
I know.
damn
I was
it.
there. I forgot.
I know. Oh yeah, you were. That's true. Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna go listen to my husband scream some more early 2000s pop ballads. So
Hell yeah. Love
I'm
that.
out of here.
Okay, love you guys.
Okay, bye.
Stay professionally hot. Bye.